Start the season another notch.
Have you gotten a recent update as to how many tickets have been sold for this one?
No, I'm not on senior exec or ticket office calls or anything, so I'm the last to know.
How important is this match, not just result-wise, but for the state?
No, well, for the state, I mean, this is a celebration of two nationally ranked volleyball programs, and it's going to be could break an attendance record. So it's just a reflection of volleyball's a state treasure here, and it's a great example for all the young kids playing, all the high school teams that are playing. Just to see how important volleyball is here, and then it's the Final Four is going to be in the same building in December, so it's a very significant match in that regard.
What stands out about Creighton's team from what you've seen?
Well, their two outsides are really solid. North Sis is having a great year, and Keeley's been around for a while, and I think their setter is really good, and they got a nice libero transfer. But it's Creighton volleyball. They're very well coached. They play great volleyball. They're very solid in everything that they do, and that's why they've been so successful.
Did you get anything back in the negotiations when you changed the location up to Omaha this year?
Well, the agreement is they'll come here the next 2 years. So it was an email. So it wasn't we had to go to Hague, Netherlands or somewhere and meet. It was an email, and it's opportunity, and then Creighton's got to figure out when they can get CHI. That's always the biggest challenge, when they can get it.
You always talk about how you can always be good on defense, but offensively you're not going to be great every night. That's 6-2. How do you balance whether that's your best lineup, both offensively and defensively?
Well, we got to keep looking at it and keep evaluating everything, and it can be defensively. I mean, it can be exceptional. There's no reason why it can't. So, but we got moving parts and different players. We've been playing a lot of people, so that might take a while to gel.
Defense will take longer than offense?
It could. Offense could take a long time too, so it's hard to say. But we have three great back row players in Nicklin, Lexi, and Kenzie Knuckles, and then Maddie for outside hitters, very good. Right now, like this week, Becca served. Becca does a nice job for a middle, but when you run that system, it takes out a serving sub. So so you have to. There's a give and take with everything, and we just gotta maximize what we got and figure out what's best.
What are you looking at when you evaluate offensively which system? Because you have run 4 different setters or pairings of setters and hit above 300. What are you evaluating? Which one?
Everything. How we pass, how we hit, what's our tendencies? I get a 60-page report on a scout on us every Monday, so it breaks down everything we're doing, and so that's how we evaluate it.
I know Creighton's the immediate focus, but Tyler's team coming at the end of the week. I mean, can you discuss what stands out about his coaching style that made you hire him twice?
Well, he's proven at a high level. He's been a high-level player. He coached, in the beach Olympics, for beach in the Olympics. He's gone to the Olympics, I think, with USA men in the past. He's an exceptional coach. I've said that many, many times. He made me a better coach. And, now he's getting to run his own program, which is great. And he's doing a heck of a job. And I love the phone calls from him because it's, God, I never have time to do anything. I see why you're so stressed out all the time, and and he's out handing out tickets as well. So he doesn't have built-in sold-out arenas, and he's trying to promote. So he's really working on rebuilding a program that had a lot of tradition, connecting with alumni, trying to get people in the stands. I don't know what their attendance was this weekend, but and then coach his team, which I think he's got several transfers as well. So it's a daunting challenge, and I love it because every assistant coach, when they go be a head coach, they always call back, or when you see him, it's like, I had no idea how much goes into all this. And so, but that's how you learn.
The fact that he knows your system and your players so well, does that stress you out anymore?
No. They'll be well prepared. It's just like we will be. I mean, everybody's, he knows how to prepare teams for their opponents, and I think we do a pretty good job of that as well. So that's just a given every match we play.
John, with the various lineups that you've used this season, you've been able to plug Nicklin in however you need her. What can you say about her flexibility and I guess just that mentality of being willing to do whatever to help the team?
Yeah, and that was, when she decided to come back and all that and wants to be a coach. I mean, what great experience is this, Look at Danny Busboom, went from setter, set a national championship match and went to libero. Here's Nicklin's playing 3 different positions. So it's great for her development, and it also just shows you why she'll be a great coach, because she's a servant leader and will do whatever we have to, and I think that's what you have to have as a coach.
There's some major advantages offensively to the 6'2". Why haven't you done it more in your career?
That's a podcast question. I mean, there's a lot you have to do it. You got to have enough outside hitters. You got to have 2 good setters. You got to be able to pass out of that. But we did it in 2005. We did it in 2010, and we did it in 2013 and punted it after the first weekend. So there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot more moving parts in a 6'2", but it does give you advantages because it's hard to prepare for. We can be more creative offensively. You've got 3 hitters in the front row all the time. So it's, there's, like I said, we've done it in the past and had, 2 great teams when we did it.
More questions?
Okay, thanks, guys.
start raining in the middle and just.
Feel so professional on this one.
Questions?
Feel a little weird standing at the podium.
It does. I feel like I'm on the football team doing the post-game press conference. I feel official.
What's it like playing in the bigger arena where you got fans on 3 levels and all 4 sides? Just what's it like being on the court when you're playing in that arena?
It's kind of crazy to look out and see the fans all the way at the top, and it's just packed. It kind of reminds me of when we play in the Final Four and for the national championship. So getting to play with that many fans on that big of a stage, I think is good preparation for later on in the season.
Maddie and Lexi on Saturday said that they feel like your team thrives in that type of environment. What's your perspective, having now been through all types of these environments? How do you see the team react in this scenario?
Yeah, I also think we're going to thrive. I think we live for those big moments, playing under the lights, and we really enjoy that, and especially when there's a bunch of fans. So I think everyone's going to do a really good job this weekend, and I think everyone's getting pretty excited about it. So.
Nicklin, I know you're not from the state. What does the rivalry with Creighton kind of mean to you, or what have you learned about it since you've been here?
Yeah, I remember as a freshman, I was like shocked. I was like, all these people are here for volleyball? Like, this is crazy. Just to see how much support volleyball has in this state, and how strong of a fan base there is. I mean, I just think it's so cool that we can get, I think it's like, 14,000 at a volleyball match. I mean, that's unheard of. It just shows how much support volleyball has in the state of Nebraska, which I think is really cool.
How does that excitement for a match like this manifest itself? You say the teammates are getting excited for. What is that? How do you see that, or what does that represent?
Just talking about it, you can just feel the vibes a little different, the energy. Everyone's excited. I'm excited to get in the gym today and get back to work, and you can just feel everyone's smiling, excited to head to Omaha.
Yeah, I know Creighton's the immediate priority, but at the end of the week, Tyler's team, I mean, what did he do for your career?
He changed it. I owe a lot to Tyler. One of the greatest coaches I've ever had, and someone I really look up to and respect tremendously. I went through a huge setting change his first year here, and he was a huge part of that, and I don't think I could have made the changes that I did without him, and I'm just super excited to see his team. I've watched them. You can see Tyler's coaching style all over his team, so that's pretty cool to see. But I'm excited to have him back in Lincoln for a game.
When was the last time you talked to him?
This morning, actually. We actually stay in contact, just text here and there about different setting things, about his team and stuff.
Does it make you nervous that he knows your guys' strengths and weaknesses?
Yeah. Especially like I don't like that he trained all of us setters, so he knows what we like to do very well, and he like trained the offense while he was here. So it'll be interesting to see what they do defensively against us.
This 6'2" thing is just deployed to throw him off as scouting, right?
Oh yeah.
Nicklin, how have you kind of adjusted to this seemingly revolving role that you've been in so far this season?
Yeah, I just kind of been open to do whatever the team needs me to do. I've just tried to be really flexible and be the best teammate and friend I can be at the end of the day. If that means I'm supporting on the bench or setting or playing DS, just kind of being ready to adapt to a new role at any moment, and just having a lot of fun with it.
You've been open about how you want to go into coaching. How is this, do you think, going to prepare you for that?
Yeah, so I changed positions, and I've kind of been going back and forth in roles, and if I ever have to ask a player to do the same thing, I've done it before, and I can kind of share that experience with them, and I think it'll make me a better coach. I'm definitely seeing the different side of the passing. I haven't passed in a while, so to just see the court from a different perspective, and I think I can give that knowledge to my future players.
How much notice are you giving Nicklin when John decides he's gonna use you in a certain way? Do you know the day before? What's that like?
Usually the day of, yeah. Just kind of, hey, we're going to do this, and then kind of just hop into the new role.
And what's your response when he sits down and tells you how, because I mean, you played 3 different positions this year, so.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, whatever you need me to do.
How do you come to that mindset? Because obviously if you're a freshman or sophomore, it's a little harder to make those adjustments.
Yeah, I think with experience, I've been here for a while. And coming back my 5th year, I knew it might be a little bit different, and I'd kind of have to adjust here and there. And I'm just kind of trying to have the most fun I can in this last season. It's my last one. Can't believe it. But I'm just, trying to be the best I can for my team and just have a mindset of being ready to do anything to help us win.
So you had said that you're working on sets with Nicklin, and I was watching in warm-ups on Saturday, and some of those sets, like I could tell, like were where you wanted them to be. How do you start transitioning some of those into game and getting them consistent across all 3 of the setters?
Yeah, Nicklin definitely touches very high, so it's definitely been a different ball than we've set in the past. So just practicing, I think, just building that connection that we just started last week. So just keep working on that and then execute it in the game time, because she can be a huge threat for us offensively. You've seen her at Penn State. She's dangerous. So just hoping we can kind of put that more into our offense.
What does it say about her that she's managed to convert some of these sets that maybe aren't perfect into kills so consistently?
Yeah, she's a baller. I don't know if you guys have seen some of the plays she's also made. Like, she, blocked a ball and then, turned around and played it. I don't know if we've seen a lot of middles be able to do that. And she covers, a lot of balls, which and she manages those low sets. So she's been a baller for us and made really big plays even when it wasn't there for her.
Since she came from one of your rival schools, I mean, how important was it for you being here so long to make her feel welcome this last few months?
Yeah, we've really bonded over us being grandmas, we like to say. And just I've wanted to help her along the way as much as I can, and I'm just glad she's on our side of the net and not their side anymore. We had a whole defense just for her when we would play them, so it's awesome to have her on our side. And she's been amazing, and really she fits in with the team perfectly.
All right, thank you. We'll bring up Kenzie Knuckles now.
What does the Nebraska-Creighton rivalry mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I mean, last year when we played them, I was not expecting it to be as fun as what it was, and just how the gym felt and how big the rivalry actually was. But after we left the match last year, we were like, wow, that was so much fun. Yeah, so I kind of have that to look back on, and that's why I'm super excited about it for Wednesday. But yeah, it was super fun last year.
What made it fun?
I would just say feeling like the whole state of Nebraska was there. We get that feeling at Devaney, but they're all our fans. So just knowing that it's Nebraska versus Nebraska kind of. And yeah, it's just super fun kind of being not that far away from home, and the CHI building's huge. So yeah.
What have you seen from Creighton that they do well?
They have great hitters. We haven't watched film on them yet, but just from what I know is that they have really great hitters, and they're pretty scrappy as well. And yeah, they run a great offense, so we're going to have to defensively be pretty good.
You excited to see Tyler again on Saturday and kind of catch up with him and Allie, I guess, too?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super excited. I haven't seen Callie since May, and we haven't seen Tyler since March, I want to say. So I'm super excited, and Tyler built a lot of what we had last year with just his presence and who he is as a human. So I don't know, just that emotional connection that he has with all of the players is super strong. So we're really excited to see him.
Kenzie, you're 2 weeks into the season. What have you learned about this team and what this season could look like?
Yeah, this team is super close. We say it every year, but this team is really close, and we have a ton of skills and a lot of depth on this team, which is nice. We've been running a 6-2, so we've got to play all of our outsides and all of our pins. But yeah, we have a lot of depth and a lot of skill and a lot of differences between our offense as well. And so we're kind of just figuring that out right now. But I think it'll be really helpful long term to know that we have so many options. Like right now we have all three setters setting sometimes and all of our pins, so we know what they can bring in a game-like situation, and being able to see that for a long-term presence is really beneficial.
How have you managed that, knowing that you guys have changed your lineup multiple times?
Yeah.
And, you know, coaches continue to ask players to do just the various different things throughout the season.
Yeah. Our team has just really talked about like communicating more and just being there for one another, and everything looks different when we are like playing different people. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's honestly really beneficial just because we have three setters that can set and we have 5 pins that can hit, and we've never had depth like that before. So it's a good thing.
One of those different twists, I think, it's when the other team starts to serve, you're on the front row. Do you enjoy that opportunity?
Yeah, it is super fun. We do it to save a sub, but I say we do it so I can hit front row on rotation. Coach always says, as long as I do this, you better get a kill. But
Kenzie, the captain, what have you been telling the freshmen going into Creighton, playing in a much bigger arena?
yeah. Our freshmen have so much skill, so it's not even that. It's not even like, oh, you need to bring this. It's more of like how do we have productive huddles? Like, how do we like stay like mentality wise, like stay in the game? How do we fight back when like these things are thrown at us? So it's more of like mentality things that I would say that we're working on, and not even just with the freshmen, as a team in general. Just when you have a new team right out of the gate, it's really beneficial to get to know each other and like know how each other plays and what we need on the court versus off the court. So I think just working on mentality and how we're going to have productive huddles, productive communication, things like that.
Kenzie, how important is it a game test like this against Creighton, considering that you're trying to implement a 6-2 offense?
Yeah, it's really important just to see. This is kind of like a baseline of like how we do and like what we need to work on and things that like we already have that might be one of our strengths. And I think Creighton's a really good match for that because they're really good competition physically, but also just the rivalry that we have between them.
Does it help to be able to be, they moved the game to THI, Doma, that's what the Final Four is. Does it help being in an arena multiple times and just get that game, that familiarity? And what other ways might it help to be in an arena before you play it again?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say playing in a big arena like that, if you're not used to it or if you haven't seen it, it can play a factor in how your team plays. And just like the intimidation factor, also just the like depth perception, I would say too. If you're normally playing in a smaller gym and then you go into a huge arena, your depth perception is going to be very different, serving wise, setting wise, and you're trying to push balls out there. So it's very beneficial. And I would say it's the same for when we play at Devaney. If you have a team that normally doesn't play in front of that many people or in that big of an arena and they come here, they're a lot more intimidated. And at the beginning, it might be slower for them to pick up their pace. So I would say it's really beneficial.
Is there a difference between Devaney and one of those bigger arenas?
I would say so, yeah. Just I don't know. That's a hard question for me just because everyone's like, there was 8,000 people at your game and Devaney was so loud. But for me, I don't know why. Like I just like, it's like tunnel vision a little bit. Like I can hear them and I can hear their presence, but I don't like, I don't know. I don't feel something different. So I think there's a difference between those big arenas and Devaney for sure.
More questions, Kenzie? All right, thank you.
Thank you.